case report. I'm so excited about this particular case report because this woman was a 42-year-old patient who came to me after being worked up at Stanford Medical Center for 2 years with progressive condition of follicular lymphoma, stage 3. This is a cancer where you get these, she had lemon-sized tumors all throughout her body. They had delayed trying to treat her with chemotherapy and radiation because treatment for this condition sucks. It's not very effective, so they don't rush in and do it because you end up killing a lot of people with treatment, and it doesn't really increase all-cause survival. So they had monitored, but finally it had gotten to the point she felt so badly. Her primary doctor was saying, okay, it's time for treatment. She asked her doctor about diet changes. Would vegetarian diet help? He said, no, diet's not related to this condition. It doesn't matter what you eat. Eat anything you want. So the oncologist at Stanford also said it was time to think about treatment. She asked about alternative treatments. He said there weren't any alternative treatments. She said, what about the people that said fasting could be helpful? And he said, well, there's a lot of criminals and a lot of quacks out there, and So anyway, with that encouragement, she came to our center. She fasted for 21 days. During that 21-day fast, her tumors disappeared. We could not find any trace of any one of her tumors. She refed for 10 days. She went back to the oncologist at Stanford, and she said he did the double take because he was examining her, looking at the chart, looking at the picture on the chart, looking at her, trying to find the tumors, and finally he said, what happened? And she says, well, I went to the criminal quacks and I did the fasting and the tumors all disappeared. We had coached her that we wanted her to get a follow-up spiral CT on the same machine that they had done the original diagnosis on, which he refused because he said that she didn't need any more treatment because she was better. And she said, well, she wanted to objectify it, and he said that he would objectify it by telling her that he'd been doing this for 25 years and she was better and she didn't need any more imaging studies. And she persisted, and finally he relented and did the study just to, make her leave. And so anyway, we followed up. We wrote up this report. He assured her, though, that her low count, she still had a low white count, meant that it was going to come back. You can't cure this condition. Don't get her hopes up. But at 2 months and 3 months and 6 months and 9 months, everything continued to improve, and her white count normalized. And now we have a 12-month follow-up. If you look at the chart, these are the CT scans. You can see the mass here. Disappeared. And here. And if you look at this chart, you'll notice that her weight dropped from 81 kilograms to 59 over the course of 12 months, and BMI dropped. So what has she been doing? Complying. She's been following the diet, doing the right stuff. And so we wrote this up, and we submitted this to the British Medical Journal, because British Medical Journal is one of the top impact journals in the world, and we thought, well, that would be nice if they would publish that. And they accepted it for review, which was interesting, and they sent it to the reviewers, and one of the reviewers said, well, it's really interesting, but I don't believe it. I'd like to see the imaging studies. So we sent these imaging studies here, and then he said, well, that's interesting, and they sent it on to yet another reviewer who's an expert in lymphoma, and after a long battle, they decided that they were going to publish it, and next week, this report is